welcome back. We're so happy you're here for our second episode of We Are the Shyskis.
We were in Death Valley National Park.
Death Valley actually has a very rich history. It was inhabited by Native Americans more than 5,000 years ago, and they were hunters and gatherers.
Something we found quite interesting is that when the Native Americans were inhabiting Death Valley, there were actually small ponds of fresh water or maybe brackish water available at the time, which is a huge contrast to what we see today, where it is more or less bone dry.
Then in the early 1900s, the miners came. It was a very prosperous mining community.
You'll see in some of our footage a spot called Leadville, which didn't turn out to be the most prosperous mining operation of all times. It actually went totally bunk. What did you like most about Death Valley?
I like the mountains and taking a walk.
So there you have it. Lots of facts and figures and random interesting bits and bots about Death Valley National Park. If you want to keep up with all of our updates, there go the kids. Press the subscribe button.
Thank you for watching.
Sometimes when the kids get a bit fidgety in the car, we play a game called Wind Blast, and we open all the windows and we scream, and it usually does the trick for getting them back in the game for a little more rolling down the road.
But that was like crazy.
We're in the process of teaching Perry the importance of having a spotter when he goes on his rock climbing adventure. We've told him that if a rock is higher than his head, he definitely needs a spotter, and it's always a good idea to have one, even if it's not so high. What is that one?
You want it with the sauce? Full pork.
When we drove through Titus Canyon, especially given that it was the beginning of March, we did not expect any snow, but we got flurried on. Now, fortunately, the National Park Service puts up some signage at the beginning of the Titus Canyon Drive telling you that you need to bring some basic emergency preparedness supplies, and they're not exaggerating. It's super remote. If your car broke down back there and you did have really inclement weather, you would absolutely want some extra water, food, emergency blankets, maybe even a sleeping bag. Thankfully, we were fine and we really enjoyed ourselves. One more thing to keep in mind is that even though the drive itself is only 27 miles, it will most likely take you about 3 hours to complete it. That's how much time it took us. That's how much time the National Park Service recommends that you allot for this activity. And keep in mind, 3 hours was just the driving time. We barely stopped anywhere to play because the kids were getting a little fidgety. So if you do get out of your car to explore the countless things that there are to explore along this particular drive, you could easily spend a half, if not a whole day, doing the Titus Canyon Drive.
Find the waterfall.
We got to the waterfall.
We did. I was skeptical because we have hiked to a lot of Slot Canyon waterfalls in the past couple of days, and they've been dry falls. So.
Yeah, this is such a gem to have this beautiful flowing falls in the middle of the dry desert. There it is, going way up. Num num. Julia and I usually try to add a bit of an educational element to the outdoor adventures we do with the kids. And on this particular day, when we visit the Hebe Crater, during the entire approximately hour-long drive to the crater, we were talking to Perry about meteors and how they hit the Earth and cause a big impact and make a big hole. Come here, come here. However, this particular crater turned out to not be an impact crater. After we had taught Perry all those details, we discovered this was actually something called an explosion crater. In a nutshell, you can imagine that underground there's this big balloon of gas and steam and magma and hot pressurized stuff, which over time gets bigger and bigger and bigger and then eventually pops and causes that massive crater to form. So by the end of the day, Perry knew about impact craters and explosion craters. We had met our aim of giving him a bit of education in addition to getting his legs tuckered out.
The crater get bigger and bigger and popped. And then it went bigger and bigger again, and then it popped. And then bam, a big old crater comes out.
You are totally right.
T-Rex is gonna get you.
No. I knows what's good. Kaka can see the moon? Is that true?
Let me see the moon.
Where's the moon?
Moon.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's up there. Wow. Kai Kai. And Burrito. Hi, boys. Manbula.
Don't forget to press subscribe.
Woohoo! See you next week.
See you next week.